Welcome back to Gauchos in 30, and we welcome into the studio today Director of Intercollegiate Athletics, Mark Masseri. Welcome to the show, Mark.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Hi. Well, now throughout the year, you usually release a quarterly commentary called On the Mark. And this is kind of a nice time that we can do a little one-on-one on the mark time here on the show, because normally that's something that just goes in written form on the website. So let's kind of start out this fall on the mark with talking about how we left off last season. We obviously had a lot of success to talk about, so can you kind of brief us on how that all went?
Sure. We 2012-13 was once again a strong year for the Gauchos. We're really happy with where we placed in the Big West Commissioner's Cup, which is the overall rankings. We came in second, a solid second. We own that cup usually. I mean, we've won that more times than all other 8 schools have combined. So we're used to having that cup in our possession, but this year we don't. But we came in second, and it was a really good telling moment, because we didn't have a lot of team championships, but we had a lot of solid results across the way. So I would say, if you want me to go through some, men's tennis winning the Big West tournament.
Awesome. Really great. They had a couple wins in a row there, which were very exciting at the end.
Yeah, Marty's won that tournament a lot, and this team was, I think, placing about 5th, and they went to the tournament and upset a few people. And it's hot down in Palm Springs where they have the Big West tournament. But that was a definite highlight. We had a lot of second place finishes. Track and field once again was strong, and we're really excited about what we did in some other sports and made some progress, especially baseball. Baseball coming in tied for second in the Big West, and also reaching our first regional in 12 years was a really big move for the program. So a bunch of stories like that, a bunch of individual stuff, Larissa, I'm proud of. Glenn Schur and golf, and what Carrie did in track and field in the spring, and now she might be an Olympian.
Jen Carey she set a few school records this last track season, and I don't think anybody really expected that out of her. As of last year at this point, we were all just, she was another part of the team. She was a great contributor, but she's running for Ireland right now, and that international running it's been awesome. No, we're real proud of her. A couple little moments that stuck in my mind when I was preparing for today. Men's water polo upset Stanford and had a great finish in our own tournament in Santa Barbara. That was a really big thing. I'm excited about what we're doing across the board, and I love our program right now. We have a lot of dedicated coaches and staff who are just building and committed to getting that cup back. Well, speaking of coaches, we have a lot of new faces at UCSB. Carlene Mitchell with women's basketball, she's made a great impression so far. We've got Simone Thibodeau with women's tennis, Andrew Checketts with baseball, and then as of late, Nicole Lanting-Welch for women's volleyball. How have they already started to How have we seen some of these, or what kind of early signs, I guess, have we seen of their improvement already with their programs?
Well, I'll take the first one. Coach Checketts is doing exactly what we hired Coach Checketts to do. He's building a program that we have some pretty good history. And it's a prideful thing for UCSB and Santa Barbara baseball. And so 12-year drought in the regionals was something that we wanted to end, and he did. And coming in second was really a good accomplishment. The Big West is really good in baseball with Fullerton and Irvine, and Cal Poly's good now, and Long Beach has a storied history. And so for Coach Checketts to do that only in his second year of building the program was amazing.
Incredible.
And they're a young team. We lose just one player really as a senior off the team, or junior, I'm sorry, with Brandon Trinquan now with the Dodger organization. So the team's coming back. I thought early evidence of what he was doing was pretty good with the top 12 recruiting class in the country, and we had never had a class that high in our history. And we produced a lot of major leaguers. So I'm really excited about that. Simone in women's tennis is exactly what we thought. Also, he was our I think our first veteran coach we've hired. Nicole Lanting-Welch is our second recently, coming from Fresno State. He'd gone to a lot of Sweet 16s in tennis, but so when he wanted our job and moved to Santa Barbara and have his career start here, that was a really big thing for us. We didn't expect him to be so we knew he was going to be a caring coach, but what he got out of that team and what he did in his first year, we had our highest national ranking in 20 years, and that was a really special moment for us. And so we're really excited about that. And
you really saw that team build into his program as well. They all believed in it, and they believe in him, and that's always really neat to see when you have a new coach. The teammates themselves just completely believe in what he does. So that was really neat as well. Well, also on the other end of things, besides the coaching side, we also have the donor side, and they're just as important to our student athletes and and with the Gaucho Fund leading the way for the athletics department at UCSB, they've obviously helped those donors understand how important they really are to our student athletes. And I mean, what kind of things are going on in that area right now?
Well, that's key. We're part of the campus's campaign for UC Santa Barbara, which was launched maybe a decade ago. And it's now approaching the 1 billion mark. And it's across the board excellence. It's trying to fund things on the academic side and the research side, and then athletics. We have our funding needs. And we created the Gaucho Fund within the campaign that the campus has going. And it's really starting to peak, or really starting to get close to what I hope is going to be an exciting few years. So last year we collected our most donors, the most donors we've ever had in our history, to give to our student athletes. And I tell people all the time, I was just walking some people through UCSB and giving them a campus tour the other day, and I was telling them we have 500 student athletes and 20 sports to support, and that's higher than the national average. The national average in the NCAA is only 17 sports and 400 student athletes, and that includes football programs. So we have a big, wide breadth of student athletes that we need to support, and the Gaucho Fund is the gap to support the needs we don't get from the state funding. But it's been great. We almost have 900 supporting us this year. 100 of them are at that Living Scholar level we created. And so we're really excited. There's going to be a new brochure that's going to come out in probably about a month or so. And also Dare magazine will come out this fall. So those are some stories and some ways that the investment that the donors make will be laid out in front of you. And our slogan's always, providing opportunities or funding opportunities, and they are doing those. And so we're really excited about that.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to this 2013-14 season, we have a lot of excitement obviously happening with new coaches, new student athletes coming up, and I mean, there's lots of things on the horizon for the department. Talk about what we can expect.
Well, this is a season that I'm really getting excited about. I'm entering my 6th season being with the Gauchos, and this one has, as you said, with one of our new coaches, what Nicole Langtain Welch is going to embark on in women's volleyball is exciting after we had a great career, a legendary career with Kathy Gregory leading the program for 38 years. So we're really excited about what she's going to do. She was, like I said, with Simone, she's our 2nd veteran head coach, having spent 12 years at the University of Miami. And last year she was ACC Coach of the Year. Yeah. And then the next year she's going to now she'll be in the Thunderdome with us. It's a homecoming for her. She's from Santa Barbara. Her parents are from Santa Barbara. Her grandfather was an original one of the teachers when the school moved to UCSB in the 50s and are up in the campus in the 50s. So it's really kind of a unique story. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about some of the things we're doing off the field. We're going to bid on the College Cup again.
That was such a success too in 2010.
Yeah.
I mean, that was incredible.
Yeah.
It's very unique opportunity to say that you can do that.
Yeah, and it's something that we're looking at where we want to bid for multi-years. And we did some nice investments and fixed the facility up a little bit, but Tim's got a really nice plan on we need to do more, and the NCAA's told us we need to do a little bit more. But we're going to bid on that this fall, and that's going to be really exciting. We also raised $2 million to put into the track, so we'll be embarking on that from a capital project standpoint. And also, we look at Gaucho Park should be done next summer.
In the baseball area?
Yeah, in the baseball area. So we're taking sport by sport, addressing the capital needs. And so those are some of the off-the-field things that I'm really excited about. But on the field, like I said, Coach Welch, soccer is going to have an amazing season. Tim's got a dynamite team. We're highlighted by, we always have this one big match to start the season when the students come back. Yeah. For us, this year will be September 27th against Stanford, which is the first couple days classes begin. So
I think we're trying to go for that record too in attendance for the stadium. I mean, 2010. It was one of my first days on the job, actually. UCLA came over to Harder Stadium, and UCSB definitely set that record. Nearly 16,000 fans in the stadium. That was incredible. So
yeah, and we shut them out too.
Yeah, that's just a bonus.
Well, since 2008, we owned the top 5 all-time crowds. Yeah, that to be at a campus in the NCAA history. Yeah. We also own the country in attendance every year. We're actually outpacing number 2 by almost 3,000 per game.
Wow.
So Soccer Heaven's perfect name for that place, and students are going to react to that game, plus the fans. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not an electric night that night.
Yeah, well, very exciting stuff on the horizon, and thanks so much for visiting us on Gauchos in 30, Mark. We really appreciate your time.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for Ampersand for hosting us today. This is a great studio. I look forward to watching this.
Awesome.